When you wake up every morning to face a bright new day, what comes to your mind first?
A great day, positive moments, of course, great music, less traffic, a relaxed atmosphere. Let me think. Happiness. Wonderful happenings.
Hell yeah.
Well, we've got all that and more right here on your number one family radio.
All day.
Inspiration 100.5 FM. Ibadan. From the ancient city of 7 hills and valleys, the big brown roof city, the city of many firsts, the land of warriors. This is Inspiration 100.5 Ibadan, your number one family radio.
Yeah. Family radio, something for everybody. Keep you grooving on from the dawn into the dusk, yeah. 100.5 education, information, entertainment, news and sport at its best. You know what we talking about. It's the radio for everybody. Inspiration, 105. Family radio, something for everybody. 100.5, yeah. Inspiration FM. Inspiration 100.5.
At Inspiration, genius is 0.5% aspiration, 5% perspiration, 5% motivation, and 90% inspiration.
That's 100.5%.
Inspiration FM, your number one family radio.
Okay, a very wonderful morning to every wonderful listeners of ours, wherever you're listening to the sound of my voice this wonderful Saturday morning. Should I call you good Saturday? All right, a very wonderful morning to you, and you're welcome to pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM. You already know from every Saturdays like that at 8 to 8:30, we get to bring to you a pay-per-view where we get to rematch through the national dailies. Check some of the stories as it is affecting both you and I. And we also mostly have in-house analysts who do justice to some of the stories to give us an in-depth analysis of some of the stories. And we are also not leaving you, our wonderful listeners, out too. We also get to give you the opportunity to call us on the show and let us know your own point of view about most of those stories that will be taken right here on your number one family radio, Inspiration 100.5 FM at 43 Standard Junction, Orita Basharun, here in the beautiful Brown Roof City of Ibadan. My own name is James Odediran, and I'm going to be your guide for this morning's pay-per-view where it promises to be very, very, very wonderful. There's a morning. Later on, I'll be having my guest, Mr. Olajide Omojolomoluju, join us via the telephone. He's going to be analyzing some of the stories for us via the telephone this morning. But before then, let's go straight to some of the stories right this morning. And the first one I'll be taking is coming from the Punch newspaper. It's from the world of sport. A group decries Ondo government's plan to sell state-owned football club. All right, five-star retirement. Matawale, Wike, Okoa, Umai, Ganduje to get mansions, exotic cars. Hey, shame me too. I will not go and contest to be a governor. What do you think? Intel urge pilgrims to pay 2.9 million naira. That's coming from NACONDI, National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, has said that intending pilgrims will be paying 2.9 million naira for their holy pilgrimage. All right, another one. Yes, it's over 400 stranded Nigerians are repatriated in 3 months. That's coming from the federal government of Nigeria. Okay, another one. Yes, is discos have failed Nigerians. That's coming from a senator representing Ondo South Senatorial District. That's Senator Nicholas Tofo Womo. Okay, let's go on to a very rather disturbing story now. Bandits abduct 80 children in Zamfara. All right, still in the Punch newspaper. 10 months after terrorist attack, Ondo Church reopens tomorrow. Okay. Soldiers, police disperse Benue youth protesting killings. All right, I'll go straight to the Tribune newspaper right about now. The first one is coming from Lai Mohammed. This one is you lied. Obi's actions not treasonable. That's coming from Ohaneze Ndigbo to Lai Mohammed, who is the Minister of Information. Okay, another one. Yes, is saying Shoyinka challenges Obi's running mate Dati to one-on-one interview. All right, Primate Ayodele names a state where some elected governors may be replaced. All right, let's head on straight to the Nation newspaper. Right about now, Speaker raised odds up as Wase Abbas, Betara Kalu orders intensify lobby. All right. We have another one here. Chimamanda under fire over letter to Biden. Buhari to election losers. Be patient. Allow legal system to run its course. All right, let's just go over some of the story right about now. And I would have my analyst, Mr. Gideon Mojolomoloju, do justice to them in a jiffy. All right, I'll be starting with a group decries Ondo government's plan to sell state-owned football clubs. A group of Ondo State Football Stakeholders Forum has declared the plans by the Ondo State government to sell state-sponsored football clubs, the Sunshine Stars and the Sunshine Queens, both of Akure. Reports have it that the State Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Mr. Bamidele Ologunloluwa, had disclosed that the Sunshine Stars and the Sunshine Queens FC were open for sale or privatization to the right investors by the end of the ongoing 2022-2023 Football League season. The convener of the group, Otumba Dele Ologbese, in a statement on Friday said it was wrong for the government to take such a decision without carrying stakeholders along. He said it would be most appropriate to ask Governor Rotimi Akeredolu to tell the whole world why he single-handedly took such sensitive decision without input of stakeholders, and for him to point out any of his remarkable achievements in the sector since he assumed office 6 years ago. You can find the rest of that story on the Punch newspaper this morning. All right, over to five-star retirement. Matawale, Wike, Okowa, Umai, Ganduje to get mansions, exotic cars. 17 state governors we hand over to their successors on May 29, 2023, as we all already know, and retire into lives of luxury with generous benefits for their services to their respective states, even amidst economic crisis mounting debts, and unhappy and underpaid workers and pensioners. Governors Onyesom Wike, Ifeanyi Okowa, Udom Emmanuel, Abdullahi Ganduje, Badaru Abubakar, Bello Matawale, Ben Ayade, Okeze Ikpeazu, and David Umahi of Rivers State, Delta, Akwa Ibom, Kano, Jigawa, Zamfara, Cross River, Abia, and Ebonyi states are set to benefit from generous retirement or pension benefits. Others outgoing governors who will benefit from the largesse are Ifeanyi Ugwanyi, Samuel Otom, Darius Ishaku, Abubakar Bello, Abubakar Bagudu, Nasir El-Rufai, Samuel Lalong, Aminu Masari, and Aminu Tamboa of Enugu, Benue, Taraba, Niger, Kebbi, Kaduna, Plateau, Katsina, and Sokoto states, respectively. The outgoing governors are most of who will be completing 2 terms of 8 years in office on May 28 will be entitled to generous and monetary pensions, mansions to be built in locations of their choice, luxury vehicles, and domestic as well as security aids, among others, based on laws passed by the respective state houses of assemblies. You can find the rest of that story also on the Punch newspaper this morning. Over to intended Hajj pilgrims to pay 2.9 million naira for their holy pilgrimage. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria on Friday announced 2023 Hajj fare regime. In a Twitter post on the official handle of the commission, which was made available to newsmen, the commission announced 8 different fares depending on the location of the intended pilgrim. It stated that pilgrims in the Maiduguri and Yola Departure Center in the northeast would pay 2.89 million naira, including their $800 basic travel allowance. For other northern states, it gave the cost as a 2.91 million naira, while that of Lagos, Ogun, and Oyo State was given as 2.99 million naira. The commission disclosed that participants from the southern part of the country, which include Edo State and the entire South and Southeast zone, would pay 2.97 million naira, while pilgrims from Ekiti and Ondo zones are required to pay 8.88 million. Those from Osun State will pay 2.99 million naira, while those from Cross River State will pay 2.94 million naira. It's added that April 21st was chosen as the closing day for remittance of Hajj fares. The story is boldly written on the Punch newspaper this morning. Over 400 stranded Nigerians repatriated in 3 months. The federal government and the International Organization for Migration have evacuated no fewer than 429 stranded Nigerians in the first quarter of 2023. The period under review was from January to March 2023. The government and the IOM also evacuated 144 stranded Nigerians from Niger Republic on April 4th. The findings were obtained from a media reporter, IOM, and the National Emergency Management Agency. According to findings, 279 stranded Nigerians were evacuated from Libya and 150 from the Niger Republic. It was reported on February 14 that NEMA said it had received a batch of 150 distressed Nigerians from Niamey, Niger Republic. The profile of the returnees indicated that 98 were male adults, male children 11, and 2 male infants, while 24 were female adults, 12 were female children, and 2 female infants. On March 28, the federal government, in collaboration with the IOM, evacuated 151 stranded Nigerians from Benghazi, Libya, as the government resumed its voluntary evacuation in Libya. Within 24 hours on March 29, they evacuated 128 more Nigerian migrants living illegally in Libya to Nigeria under the voluntary evacuation exercise. According to the United Nations, irregular migration poses multiple challenges to countries of origin, transit, and destination, as well as to migrants themselves. The rest of that story is on the Punch newspaper this morning. Discourse have failed Nigerians. That's coming from a senator. The senator representing the Ondo South Senatorial District, Nicholas Tofowomo. Tofowomo has called on electricity distribution companies to rise to their responsibilities in ensuring that damaged poles and cables were repaired so consumers could enjoy power supply. The federal lawmaker expressed dissatisfaction over the deplorable condition of old electrical equipment, which was neither changed nor repaired across the district by the Benin Electricity Distribution Company. Speaking during his inspection of the Erinja Power Transmission Station in the Okitipupa local government area of the state, Senator said the power companies had not lived up to the expectations of Nigerians. You can find the rest of that story on the Punch newspaper this morning. Bandits abduct 80 children in Zamfara. At least 80 children have been abducted by bandits in the Safe local government area of Zamfara state. The children who are between the ages of 12 and 17 were kidnapped on Friday morning, according to BBC Hausa. Some parents of the abducted children who spoke to the British media outlet said that the victims were in the bush fetching firewood at about 8 a.m. when the assailants rounded them up and marched them into the forest. Bandits have continued to attack a resident in the state despite government interventions to address the problem. The abductors have yet to reach the parents to make any demands as of the time the BBC reported the kidnap. When contacted, the Zamfara State Police Commissioner Kolo Yusuf confirmed the report but disputed the figures. The rest of that story is also on the Punch newspaper this morning. 10 months after terrorist attack, Ondo Church reopens tomorrow. St. Francis Catholic Church in the Owo local government area of Ondo State will reopen to worshippers on Easter Sunday, 10 months after it was attacked by suspected terrorists. No fewer than 41 members of the church were killed, while 61 others were injured in the attack, which occurred on June 5, 2022. No suspect has been arrested in connection with the dastardly act. The state government commenced the construction of a memorial park in Owo in honor of the deceased, with the governor, Mr. Rotimi Akeredolu, promising that the park will be completed in May this year. The Catholic Bishop of Ondo Diocese, Jude Arugundade, who spoke about the reopening of the church at this year's Chrism Mass as part of activities to mark the Easter celebration, said the church had been locked since the attack on worshippers and will be reopened on Sunday, which is tomorrow. You can find the rest of that story on the Punch newspaper this morning. Okay, soldiers, police disperse Benue youth protesting killings. A youth from Ugbokpo, headquarters of the Akpa local government area of Benue State, on Friday stormed the Otukpo Oweto Abuja federal highway to protest the incessant killings of their people by suspected herders. Suspected herders had turned the Benue South Senatorial District into a killing field in the past 1 week. No fewer than 52 persons were killed by assailants in separate attacks on two communities in the Otukpo and Akpa local government areas of the state between Monday and Wednesday. On Monday, 3 persons were reportedly killed at Igbobi in the Akpa local government area, while 49 were murdered on Tuesday and Wednesday by the suspected herders at neighboring Umogiri community in the Otukpo local government area of the state. The youth and their hundreds mounted roadblocks on the federal highway on Friday, which disrupted vehicular movement for several hours. Find the rest of that story on the Punch newspaper this morning. Over to Nigerian Tribune right about now. You lied. Obi's actions are not treasonable, or Haneze slams Lai Mohammed. Sequel to the recent visit and vituperation of Information Minister Lai Mohammed in the United States, especially as concerned the 2023 presidential election and the Labour Party presidential candidate, Mr. Peter Obi, the apex Igbo body of Haneze Igbo worldwide, has spit a fire on the minister's visit. Haneze bared its mind through its National Publicity Secretary, Dr. Chiodozie Alex Ogbonaya, in a press statement issued on Friday. The press statement was carefully detailed out on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Soyinka challenges Obi's running mate Dati to one-on-one interview. Professor Wole Soyinka, Africa's first Nobel Prize winner in literature, has challenged the Labour Party vice presidential candidate Dati Baba Ahmed to a one-on-one interview on Channels Television. The Nobel laureate offered himself for a debate in a statement titled Fascism on Course, where he reacted to a cyber attacker from Obedient, describing them as one of the most repulsive and off-putting concoctions he has encountered in any political arena. Meanwhile, Baba Ahmed, while appearing on Channels TV Politics Today, had stressed that whoever swears in Mr. Tinubu has ended democracy in Nigeria, a position which Soyinka described as dictating to the judiciary and inappropriate. While condemning a 5 million naira fine slammed on Channels TV station by the Nigerian Broadcasting Corporation NBC over the interview, Soyinka said the station was faulted from a disposition for injustice. The rest of the story is on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Primate Ayodele names states where some elected governors may be replaced. Primate Elijah Ayodele, the leader of the INRI Evangelical Spiritual Church, has revealed some states where elected governors may be sacked and replaced with the candidates of opposition parties. In a statement signed on Friday by his media aide Osho Oluwatosin, the cleric said the People's Democratic Party PDP candidate in Kaduna, Isha Ashiru, can reclaim his stolen mandate in court and ensure sack of Uba Sani of the All Progressive Congress. In Enugu, Primate Ayodele said the PDP candidate Peter Mba should not rejoice yet because the Labour Party can be declared as the rightful winner of the election. You can find the rest of his assertions on the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. Quickly, let's head over to the Nation newspaper, where a speaker raised out up as we are say Abbas Betara Kalu orders intensify lobby. Okay, House of Representatives Speaker Gbajabiamila has met with 9 members of the Green Chamber of the National Assembly who are aspiring to succeed him in June. All 9 are from the All Progressive Congress (APC), and the nation. The nation gathered yesterday that the meeting was part of the strategy to ensure that the ruling party does not go into the contest for the speakership a divided house. At the Thursday meeting, where Deputy Speaker Ahmed Idris Wase, Chairman House Committee on Appropriation, Aliyu Mukhtar Betara, Chairman Committee on Navy, Yusuf Adamu Gagdi, Chairman Committee on Media and Public Affairs, Benjamin Kalu, and Chairman Committee on Land Transport, Tajuddin Abbas. The rest were Chairman Committee on Disaster Preparedness, Abdul Rahim Olawuyi, Chairman Committee on Water Resources, Sada Soli Jibia, Abubakar Maki, Yaliman, and Sani Jaji. They were joined at the meeting by Deputy House Leader Peter Akpatasen. Gbajabiamila personally confirmed the meeting on a Twitter handle at Femi Gbaja. Yesterday, the 9 aspirants, he said, have what it takes to lead the House. The rest of that story is on the Nation newspaper this morning. Chimamanda on the fire over letter to Biden. Nigerian writer Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie yesterday drew a flag from the director of the All Progressive Congress Presidential Campaign Council, Festus Keyamo, for seeking to discredit the February 25th presidential election in the country. Director of Media and Publicity Tinubu Shetima Campaign Bayo Ononuga and an APC chieftain Dr. Joseph Ono also berated her for her action. Adichie had, in an open letter to U.S. President Joe Biden on Thursday, asked him not to accept the result of the election, citing alleged discrepancies and irregularities during the polls. But Keyamo, writing on Twitter yesterday, called Adichie's letter a reflection of pathetic colonial mentality. The rest of the story is on the Nation newspaper this morning. Lastly, Buhari to election losers, be patient, allow legal system run its course. All right, I'll go for a very, very short break right about now. When I'm back, I'll have my guests join us for the analysis this morning. Don't go nowhere. Okay, you're welcome back. It's still pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM. I have my analyst with us over the phone already, Mr. Olajide Omojolomoloju. Hello, good morning to you, Mr. Jide Omojolomoloju.
Good morning, James. Good morning, listeners at home.
All right, I hope you have a wonderful night rest.
We return our glory to God.
Okay. Thank God for that. Okay, let's start from the world of sport this morning. A group, the Ondo State Football Stakeholders Forum, has decried Ondo government's plan to sell state-owned football club, and that's without consultations from relevant stakeholders. I'd like to ask you, sir, do you think the governor, that's Rotimi Akeredolu, had the sole power to make this decision without consulting with relevant stakeholders?
Well, if the buck stopped on his table, even if he consulted relevant stakeholders and they made their input, and he still decides to do what he wants to do, he's held accountable. Although there is always the need, because nobody has it all, nobody has the knowledge of everything, there's also the need to seek experts' opinion in areas where you are not an expert, where you are not a professional, to seek experts' opinion, then weigh it. Is it in the best interest of the people? Is it in the best interest of the state? Is it in the best interest of the football team? Before taking a decision. But by and large, the buck stops on his table.
Okay. All right. Another one here is five. I don't know if you've seen this story anyway, because me, I'm even thinking of contesting as a governor now. 5-star retirement, Matawale Wike Okowa Umahi Ganduje to get mansions and exotic cars at living office. Do you think this trend that we continues to take its course, where these are states where we have retirees that still have a backlog of unpaid salaries, gratuities, and all that, and salaries to be paid? Do you think this is something that should keep happening? Governors retiring to exotic cars, numerous domestic.
In a society like ours, it is very, very wrong. There is no other name for it. You serve for 8 years, for crying out loud. As somebody who has spent his entire life, 35 years of his entire life, serving the state, couldn't even get his entitlement, what is due to him. He didn't write those things. He didn't force anybody to write those things that, okay, after serving for 35 years, this is what you will get. There are millions of retirees who have not gotten their gratuities, who are not getting their pension as at when due. And governors coming from nowhere, serving 8 years and retiring to opulence. It is in bad taste, honestly. It is in bad taste. When one hears of all of these things they get, and the headline says, a retired general, wiki, blah, 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 blah. That means the retired general will continue to get pension as a former state governor. Will it also continue to draw pension from the army? Double jeopardy.
Okay.
It is in a bad taste.
Okay. All right. For our wonderful listeners, don't forget that you can join us on Facebook. We're actually live on Facebook right about now at Inspiration FM 100.5 Ibadan. You can join on the conversation right there. Drop your comment, like, and continue to share so that your loved ones, to your friends all over the world, can also get to be a part of pay-per-view this morning. We're also live on YouTube right about now as I speak to you. You can also join us on YouTube at Inspiration FM, at Inspiration 100.5 FM Ibadan. Okay, and I don't know if you've seen the figure released by NACON for intending pilgrims for this year's Hajj.
No, I've not.
Okay, they have put out the figure to be 2.9 million naira. My question now is that is it the Jetta 1 fuel that is very costly now that made them put that figure at such a humongous figure, or is it just that they just put it upon themselves to keep increasing the fee every year?
Well, global economy is in recession, so definitely everything will be affected. But I don't know. I don't know what NAFCON considered to arrive at that fee for this year's Hajj, considering everything that Nigerians have been going through. But then there are people who can, even with that almost 3 million naira per head, there are people who can sponsor as many as 10, 15, 20 people without batting an eyelid.
Of course.
But then there's a need to consider the poor masses
who might not be able to afford that.
Yes. But then, looking at it critically, if it's all about serving God, yes, going to Mecca, I think, is one of the 5 pillars of Islam, if I'm not mistaken.
Of course.
But those 5 pillars, if you can't afford going to Mecca, it doesn't mean that you miss Al-Jannah.
Because it's for those that can afford it.
That's my view. But for those that can afford it, well and good.
Okay.
For those that cannot afford it, it is not a do-or-die battle. It's not a do-or-die affair. Have a good personal relationship with your God. Do what is right. Let your conscience be the judge. And you are home.
Okay. All right. I have another one here. Over 400 stranded Nigerians repatriated in 3 months. That's coming from the federal government and International Organization for Migration and that of the National Emergency Agency of Nigeria. Okay, let's digress a little bit from that. We've heard the stories over and over again that most of the people that travel to most of these countries gets to regret most of the time. So why do Nigerians keep still going out to those countries where they'll still need to be repatriated at a later time again?
It's the pervasive poverty in the land. Everybody is looking for greener pastures. But most times, the other side of the grass is not green. Most times. And despite the stories, the harrowing experiences of people who have been there and are lucky, I use the word lucky, to return, whether by repatriation or whatever. Because we are talking of 450 repatriated in 3 months. I can tell you that a quarter of that figure probably are not alive to tell their stories. So I think government needs to create an enabling environment for people to thrive. When we have that environment for people to thrive, whatever business you are doing, even if you're an artisan, even if you're a trader, you're able to put food on the table. Then the urge to travel abroad, to run away,
will not be there.
Will not be there. Some time ago, I read about the story of a young man who managed to get to Canada. And in less than a month, he was repatriated. Why?
A month of getting to Canada?
Yes. Why was he repatriated? He was alleged to have killed a pigeon. Unknown to him, the pigeon had
a tracker. Yes, I heard that story too.
A tracker attached to it. And you see, those are the kind of funny situations that happen. Here in Nigeria, if you kill 1,000 pigeons,
nobody will disturb you.
But unfortunately, many of these people too, when they get to wherever it is they are going, they don't.
They throw caution to the wind.
They throw caution to the wind. They don't know that what they do here and get away with, they can't do it there and get away with it. So the panacea to it is for government to do the needful, because the constitutional requirement of the government is to ensure the security of lives and property of the citizens and their welfare. But what do we see today? It is those people that manage to get to power that ensure their own welfare, unfortunately.
Unfortunately.
So we hope that probably by the time the new administration comes in, it will be able to ameliorate some of these things, and people would, if you are a welder and there is light, you face your job.
Of
you
course.
won't be looking for opportunity to run away.
Okay. All right.
Ironically, even those countries they are running to, it's not that it's all bed of roses.
Of course, they have their own issues they are battling too.
They have their own issues. Sometimes it's when they get there that they realize that because when you find people selling their property, selling their cars because they want to travel, they get there. I should have stayed back home, but by then
it's already late.
We will not allow them to come back and say, "Let me come back."
Okay.
May God help us in Nigeria.
I say a very big amen to that. In the spirit of that, if you are a weather and you have light, I don't know if you, Mr. Jide, I don't know if you enjoy 24 hours electricity in your area, sir.
For where?
Okay.
In my area, in the last 3-4 days, we don't even have 1 minute of light.
Okay. So that will take me to this story now that a senator represented the Ondo South Senatorial District, that's Nicholas Tofuomo, is saying that discos have failed Nigerians. Are you of this opinion too, sir?
They have failed woefully. The discos have failed woefully. Ironically, the Gencos are trying. They are generating, but the distribution companies lack the capacity to distribute. And of what value is energy generated that cannot be distributed?
Of course, that is just stagnant in one place.
So it's a big problem here, and it's a big disappointment. They have actually.
You have 1 minute remaining.
They put us in this kind of embarrassing situation. Some people in the last 30 days have not seen light for 1 minute. And that is why you see people running after solar now. Almost every home have one type of solar.
Or inverter.
Yes. Even if it is the small one. A neighbor of mine bought one. I think it was sold for 16,000. They paid 6,000.
Instrumentally,
and it's now paying 1,500 naira every week. So it's a big disappointment. Honestly, I don't even know how to describe it.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Jide, for your analysis this morning. Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, sir. All right, so wonderful listeners, it's time for you to let your own opinion be known too for pay-per-view this wonderful morning. The numbers to call to be a part of pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 this morning is 07048001005, 07048001005, and you can also call 09060605719, 09060605719 to be a part of pay-per-view. And as you place the calls through, please always remember to turn down the volume on your radio set, and remember you have just 1 minute. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. My name is Eniola.
Okay, you're welcome, Eniola. Quickly, you have 1 minute.
Please, maybe 3 days ago or a week, there have not been lights in our area.
Hey, I told you not Kikere.
Yes, in fact, me and my younger one, we went to fetch water this morning. The bag that I've never carried in my life, I carried it this morning.
I'm so sorry about that. Okay, I'm so sorry. I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure that must have been a little bit excruciating for you, right?
All right.
I'm so sorry about that. Let's just keep the hopes high that you guys will have lighter very soon. Okay.
Amen.
All right. Have a wonderful rest of your weekend.
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, keep the calls coming into 0704 800 1005. This one is 0704 800 1005. You can also call 09060605719. You can also call 09060605719. Don't forget, like I told you earlier on, we are live on Facebook. Right about now, we are live on Facebook and also YouTube. You can join us either on YouTube or you join us on Facebook at Inspiration FM 100.5 Ibadan. We are actually live on both platforms this morning. Let's go over to our Facebook page right about now. Agunbiade Sharif is saying, good morning with a lot of emoji there. Thank you so much for your own message this morning, Agunbiade Sharif. Ogbeni Odeyemi Omo Kure is saying, good morning to you too, Ogbeni Odeyemi. Arani Yahaya is saying, keep up the good work. Thank you so much for your own comment to Arani Yahaya. Okay, from Tolulope Adeyemina. Okay, let's pick this one quickly. Hello, good morning to you.
Yeah, good morning, James.
A very good morning to you.
Yeah, this is Tolu from UI.
From UI. Okay, go on, please.
Yeah, you see, the problem of ourselves in this country.
Okay.
Because, yes, how can few persons just work for a maximum of 8 years in office, and then they'll be getting a humongous amount of money and even benefit with other benefits. I'm talking about the governors.
The governors, okay.
Yes. And when you check very well, many of these governors are owing workers in their various states. They are owing pensioners, especially the Benue, the Zamfara, and that sort. You see, we are the problem of ourselves in this country. And nothing is going to change unless we make these services less attractive. And that is even why they are taking it as a do or die
affairs to get into those offices.
Yes, they're not going there to serve the people. We are the ones serving them. And it's even evidence in this news that we are just hearing this morning. We are the ones serving them. How can you be in office for just 4 years and be I'm going to be getting this kind of benefits? Which way, Nigeria? Thank you, good morning.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning to you, sir.
A very good morning to you, sir. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Prince Bomi Adefosi calling from Apata.
You're welcome.
Yes, sir. There's no how people will not migrate from one place to another, especially traveling out of the country. Because our economy is in crisis now, and our government is not looking to that direction. See, I've changed my prayer since the last year, sir.
Okay, so what's now your prayer?
That may God bless Nigeria with good leadership. We know, I do say, may God bless Nigeria, just like that.
Before.
And I realized that God has already blessed Nigeria. So what we should change our prayer that may God bless Nigeria with good leadership. You do know, despite the crisis in Ukraine, most of Nigerians are still traveling to Ukraine. And their belief was it is better for them to die in the foreign land than to die in Nigeria.
Than to suffer here.
Yes, very unfortunate. And our government just fold their hands. May God help us.
Amen.
And bless us with good leadership.
A very
good
big
morning,
amen today. Good morning to you too. All right, I was still taking calls on 0704 800 1005. 0704 800 1005. You can also call 090 60605719 to be a part of pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM this morning. All right, on our Facebook. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
A very good morning to you, sir.
Abiodun Fetuga, calling from Abu.
Okay, you're welcome.
A country with good system and good structure, by law and constitution, they don't need to pray. You can't ask China to be praying for their country.
Good leadership.
Or I'm not against the last caller, please. We are just trying to make clarity.
Okay.
Or we are praying for good leadership. You don't need to. once you have put things in place, like I told someone yesterday, while Nigeria is praying, doing IVG, the secondary school boys in China, they are building phones. So do you now expect that boy in China to be praying to God that, God, I want to build phone? No, how do I build phone? It's because they have their structure and system in place. So please, we Nigerians must get one thing right first.
Okay.
We must put things in place before we pray to God. You can't come to your studio this morning. The mic is down. The mixer is not mixing. the generator is not on. You now go to studio. You are now scalaboshing a konto sopata laya. God, let there be light. We got answer. Will you be able to transmit this morning? Let Nigerians get one thing right. We must fix this system and structure first. When you fix the system and structure by law and constitution, let's assume we have a law that says, as a governor, your salary is, let me just say, 300,000 naira.
Okay.
All the allowances and everything. By the time you are going home in a month, you are going home with 1 million naira. Do you think people will kill them to get to that office? Do you think people will bribe hundreds of millions or 1 billion of naira? So there's the last election. I don't want to mention him.
Okay.
There's one presidential candidate that spent over 4 billion or 400 billion naira for campaign. Money what? Why can't you just invest that money in your land, in your community? Imagine the factories, imagine the companies you can bring to that place, and there will be development within. My brother, within 2 years, do you need to pray to God? Let us get these things right. We must have a referendum. Nigerians must sit down with people that have passion for this country, not the people that want to go and collect allowance for conference. Let them come. Let's sit down together. Igbo, the major tribes, let's sit down together and fix this law and constitution.
All right.
Otherwise, this lamentation will not help you. Samuel Koso, start this music you are singing, you are playing, 1984.
Okay.
And we are still lamenting till now. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for your own contribution. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Prince Mohammed. Thank you for calling back quickly.
All right.
Yes, sir. Everything still lies on leadership, sir. For example, sir, the parents determines how the family will look like. For example, now, we know some mosques and some afars now. Their followers will determine how the style of leaders, the style of their leaders, rather.
Okay.
See, I pray that may God open the eyes of our leaders to play politics to better this country. See, U.S. have been playing politics to better their country, and they can't stand us when it comes to resources. Now, likewise, China, they've been penetrating. They've been controlling world economy now. They've been playing politics. Everything is about politics and leadership. We can't, if we don't have leader, there's nothing we can get out of this mess we are facing in this country. Because our instinct was to come and siphon the resources.
All right.
Until we change that mentality, then we can get out of business.
All right.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you so much. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you. What's your name and where are you calling from? Hello? 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 I'm afraid that network is not too good. Kindly call us back on 0704 800 1005 or you call 0906060571. Hello, good morning.
This is Odediran.
All right, you're welcome, Oluyede.
Prayer concerning these last two speakers is that God will open our eyes to move the right leaders. Like the last one I said, it's all boils to the leadership, not minding the system. Look, the Nigerian system doesn't say
Well, I'm afraid that line is not so clear.
Hello.
Hello. Okay. Hello.
receive allowances for the citizen, not for the citizen.
I'm afraid you have to call us back. That line is quite bad. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, my brother.
All right. Your name or where are you calling from?
That's Engineer Joshua from Iwolu.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah. What I want to say is, when you ask why Nigeria are trying to go out, and you know why they're going out. Number one, you don't have light. Country that in darkness. You say people should stay in darkness. Number two, you don't have a system. You have a system, and anybody who has a light, he cannot enter in the house. You will stay in the outside the daybreak. Number three, you don't have a good those who love Nigeria, those who love themselves. But my main point is this: until the youth wake up, say they don't like this, as they wake up in NSAS. If they don't wake up, everybody die in the whole Nigeria, and Nigeria will remain like this.
Okay.
If they wake up, if the youth wake up, say this that is happening, they don't like it. And anybody who said whatever, they will kill that person.
Hey.
You wake up in Ghana.
Hello. I'm sorry. You don't have to make such a statement.
No, I said that I don't call anybody.
Okay.
I say when they wake up in Ghana in 1997, youth wake up in Ghana. Anybody who said that it is not the will of youth, when youth wake up in last 3 years for instance, so many instances ended.
All right.
If youth like, let them remain as they are. They will suffering. They will
all right.
They will go there all the rubbish countries.
All right. Thank you.
Let them wake up and say they didn't want this.
All right.
To stop.
All right. Thank you for your own contribution to this morning. Hello. Good morning.
This is Odediran calling back.
All right.
I think this is
quickly. You have 30 seconds.
I'm not spoken at all. I'm talking about the constituency allowance that most of our legislators take home. It's meant for the citizenry. And look, the intake, the take home for an average legislator, I don't think it's up to 2 million. But there are loopholes for them to enrich themselves. That's why, not that the money for their positions is that elaborate.
Okay.
But those that are meant for citizens are being diverted to their own cause.
All right.
So this is one thing we need to look into.
All right.
That's why I say my own prayer is that God will open our eyes to vote for the right leaders.
All right.
That will lead Nigeria.
All right. Thank you
very much.
Thank you so much. Hello. Good morning, our last caller.
Hello. Good morning, my brother. I'm Alhaji Tunde Olagwola.
You're welcome, sir.
Nigeria is a place that you cannot predict. Both the government and the citizen, you can't predict us. It's unfortunate.
Okay.
Everything is upside down. Look at what is happening to us now. We are suffering because of the ineptitude and poor governance. We are into the bank. Yesterday, I went to bank. I could not collect more than 10,000. And I needed money, more than that amount. The next minute, the bank, none of the bank, something is working again. And look at the place. I couldn't meet the obligation. These are the problems we are facing, and nothing happens.
Okay.
Because our children are being kidnapped on the farm. Look at what is happening in Safara, in Niger, in Katsina. People are being killed every day.
All right.
And we have no government. Where is the government?
All right.
Now, we want to remove all subsidy. Anybody who removes all subsidy will face the wrath of the masses. Because that is the only gain. You have removed kerosene. The poor man does not get kerosene again. The women in the villages, they are using firewood. Deforestation is happening there. Now, these problems, diesel is out of the reach. You see now, most farms, companies are using diesel. That is why today, look at most of these products. It has increased.
All right.
I bought a tablet of soap.
All right.
If I see it's inside. Very. So
all right.
The human needs, complete restructuring.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
To stop this money they are collecting.
All right. Thank you. God bless you too. I'm afraid that's all we'll be able to take this morning. All right. To some of the comments we have on our Facebook page, Tolulokwe Adeyemi is saying, "Good morning, James. It's quite disheartening seeing all the benefits that our politicians do get after their 4 years or maximum of 8 years in offices. The humongous amount of money and benefits attached to these offices are the reasons why they take politics as a do or die affair, which is very bad. All right, and the irony of this is that these governors are getting all these benefits at the expense of the pensioners and Nigerians who have worked tirelessly and served the fatherland for nothing less than 35 years, because many of them are being owed their a monument. It's high time they make our public offices less attractive, so that we can be having those who truly want to serve at the helms of the affairs. Which way Nigeria? Okay, Imafoje Peter saying good morning in the studio. Well done, happy Easter celebration. Okay. All right, happy Easter celebration to you too. Happy Easter celebration FM on top every day. Thank you so much. God bless you. Taufik Akim Banuso is saying well done. Thank you so much for your own comment too. All right, this is where we draw the curtain for pay-per-view on Inspiration 100.5 FM. God's willing, we'll be back next week Monday from 8 to 9 a.m. My own name is James Odediran. We still have amazing programs lined up for you for the rest of the day and for the rest of the weekend. Happy Easter celebration to you all, and have a wonderful rest of your weekend.